again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with the continuation of the continuous mitered square crochet tutorial. And so we started off with this little guy down here, and then we built off another square up here. And then at the end of the last tutorial, we built up another square using the same technique here. Now we have here an opening. What to do? Well, we're going to have to pick up some stitches. Yes, we are, in order to fill this void. And then we can continue on in the same fashion as we did with this square and with this square, just by chaining up and then building off of that. But we need to sort of fill in the gaps here, and that's what we're going to do for this tutorial. Okay, so initially we're going to have to chain 1, and we are going to turn our work so that we're going to pick up stitches in this sort of empty V shape. Also, it helps to get your initial tail out of the way if you haven't sewn it in already, which I haven't. And so after chaining up 1, we are going to scoot right over to this first stitch here. We're not going to go into the cluster as we have previously. All right. So after chaining up 1, going into this stitch right there. And basically we're picking up stitches as we go along. So we need, again, 11 on this side, 1 in the corner, and then 11 on the bottom side. So we've got 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10, and 11. And that is exactly where we want to be. Okay, so now, when we initially went into the back bumps, this is why, because it creates a nice clean edge for us to work into, which in the long run, it pays off, as you can see. So we are going to move right along. And now another thing that you can do is, at this point, you can easily count where you're going to be. So if we did that middle stitch into this blue space right here, and then we do a single crochet all the way across, where are we going to be? Well, if we go into the blue stitch, you know, the dark blue right there, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We're right in that top one right there, which is perfect. So that being said, we can scoot right on over. So we've got our middle stitch, and then going to go into that first stitch right there. Nice and convenient because we've got our V's right there. Now you could go into the back loop, but we're doing the foundation right now, so you really don't need to. Also, I could be working over the tail right now as well if I so chose, but that's okay. So I've got 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Perfect. So now we have the basis for the rest of this square, which is going to grow in this direction here. All right, so we shall keep on keeping on. Okay, so now to build up this square, since we did the foundation row, we chain up 1, turn the work, and we need our base of 10, just as we've done before. So again, working into that back loop only, 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we need to do the decrease over the next 3. Through that back loop only, we pick up 1, and 2, and 3, pull through all 4, and then finish up this side by doing 10 single crochets again in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last but not least, it can be a little bit tricky, and we could turn our work and go in there, but we can also go right into here. We can do that too. And there we go. And that looks just fine. All right, so we've got 10 across, chain 1, turn the work, and going back, we need to do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then we have to decrease over the next 3. 1, and 2, and 3. Then pull through all 4 loops, and then single crochet into the next 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. All right, so now we are up to the 8 row. And for those of you that are still following with me, thank you. Now also, another thing I want to say is that the reason why I do stress counting when doing this is because single crochets are the easiest to miss. You know, whether it's adding one or subtracting one by accident, it's very, very easy to do. So, whether you're doing it out loud like I am or silently to yourself, I strongly suggest doing the counting. Otherwise, it's very easy to end up with more or less than you initially intended. And if this didn't happen to me all the time, I wouldn't say it. So I'm saying it. So going in to the back loop only, we need 8. So 1 and 2 Oops. All right, I have my 2. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Time for the decrease over the next 3. Bippity, boppity, boo. Pull through all 4, and then single crochet into the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chain 1, turn the work, going into the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Decrease over the next 3. Bippity, boppity, boo. Pull through all 4, going into the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. All right, so next row, I keep on saying round, I don't know why. Next row is going to be 6s, so chain up 1, turn the work. Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Decrease over the next 3. 1, 2, 3, through all 4, and then 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, turn the work, go through the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pick up the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Pull through all 4. Then go into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, going into the next 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Pick up the next 3 for the decrease. 1, and 2, and 3. Pull through all 4, going into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are very close. And, well, this is the wrong side because this is where our tail is. However, they both look the same. And each square is just a little bit different than the next. And I love it. Oh, and we shall continue on. All right, moving right along, we chain up 1, turn the work. And so now going to go into 1 and 2, 3, pick up the next 3 for the decrease. 1, 2, 3, pull through all 4 loops, single crochet into the next 3, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, single crochet into the first 2, 1 and 2, decrease over the next 3, 1, 2, 3, pull through all 4, single crochet over the next 2, chain 1, turn, single crochet over the first one. There we go. Decrease over the next 3. Pull through all 4, single crochet in the last one, chain 1, turn the work, and decrease over these last 3. So pull up, pull up, pull up, pull through all 4. Ta-da! And that is how you fill in the gaps. And now from here, what you would then do would be, like we did before, we need to build upwards, right? So in that case, it would be from here, chaining up of 12, and then doing 11 single crochets down, then 1 in the corner, and then 11 single crochets over to where our 2 squares join. So that last stitch of your 11 would be right into this space right here, because this is where it joins to this next square. So it would be in this space right here, and then you would go back with 10 single crochets, and then a decrease in the center, and then 10 up, and then you would end up with a square that ends at this point here. And then you would then pick up your stitches just like we did at the beginning of this video. You would pick up your stitches going down this side, across this side, and then eventually your square would end up in this corner here. Then you would turn your work and continue on. You know, it's really quite that simple. It's just a matter of the initial square that we did and then building off of it in the 2 separate ways that I've shown you in this video and in the last video. And there you go. And it really is a lot of fun once you get used to it. And then as far as finishing off the blanket, I would suggest doing a border to make it more cohesive, because you have a relatively straight edge. However, if you want it to be more unified as far as the way it lays, and it will be a little less a little less shifting, if you will, in the flow, I would suggest doing perhaps a single crochet border around the entire piece, and then if you want, do double crochets up on top of that. Give it a bit more cohesiveness. All right, so I hope that covers everything sufficiently. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think, and if you like this video, please give me a little thumbs up button down below, because I appreciate your appreciation. And also, please do hit subscribe, because I do try to post videos as often as I can, whether it's crocheting or knitting or audiobook narration or of course my other YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games, where I do video game playthrough and commentary. It's a lot of fun. Would like to see you there. And until next time, I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.